Good morning, YouTube. So I've been thinking about installing a wide body kit on my C6 Corvette for quite a while now. And now I finally decided to pull the trigger. I wanted to make a series of videos to show the process if there's anybody else that's considering doing the same thing. This is just an introduction video. I'll be making separate videos for each step in the process and try to be as helpful as possible to anyone else that is considering installing a wide body on their car. I started researching body kits to try to find the kit and the manufacturer that was best for me. I did a lot of research reading on forums as well as in Facebook groups. I narrowed it down to 3 manufacturers that had the best reviews as well as the style that I was interested in. The 3 that I narrowed it down to were SuperVettes, SSVettes, and California Super Coupes. There were some other manufacturers out there that had great reviews, but I chose the 3 that I chose because they make the super wide kit. The other manufacturers made wide kits, but not super wide. I started out by reaching out to all 3 of the manufacturers requesting information. I reached out to all 3 of the manufacturers at the same time, and the first company that I heard back from was California Super Coupes. They were very helpful. Gave me great information, everything that I needed. It sent me lots of pictures. I requested additional pictures other than what was posted in their marketing materials. More specifically, I wanted to get better pictures of their side skirts. The next company to reach back out to me was SSVettes, and I was contacted by Don, the owner, and he also answered all my questions, provided me great information, and he let me know about a newly designed kit that was not yet advertised. I know that SSVettes and SuperVettes sell the same kits or very similar kits. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same, but they do have the same name, the ZR6X and the ZR8X. The 8X being super wide, the ZR6X is the wide kit. The 6X is 1.5 inches wider than the standard Corvette wide body, which is 3 inches wider in each corner than the base model Corvette. The ZR8X, to my understanding, is 3 inches wider than the standard wide body on each corner. So Don let me know about this new kit that's not yet advertised called the ZR1X. That kind of fits right in between the ZR6X and the ZR8X. So the ZR1X fenders are 2 inches wider on all 4 corners than the standard Z06, ZR1, or Grand Sport wide body Corvettes, and a total of 3.5 inches on each corner wider than the base model Corvette, which is what I'm starting with. So that sounded great to me because it was right in the middle. You know, I was looking at the pictures of the ZR8X. It looked like it might have been a little bit too wide in the back. And then the 6X, maybe not as noticeable. I mean, very nice kit, but a little bit wider would have been perfect for me. So when he told me about the ZR1X, that sounded great. So now the third manufacturer, SuperVettes, I never did hear back from them after my request for information. And I started reading some more information online and comments from other customers that have ordered parts, and then SuperVettes went MIA and they still haven't received their parts after a substantial amount of time. So I decided against using them. The biggest deciding factor for me was the fact that the side skirts, the carbon fiber side skirts on the ZR1X kit were beautiful. They looked very beefy, and the front fenders are wider on that kit. So the way that the side skirts come out as they meet the fender in the front, they stick out a little bit further, and the thickness of the carbon fiber looked beefier as well compared to the California Super Coupes kit, which it looked very thin. I mean, it might have just been the pictures because I didn't see it in person. But that's just the way that it looked for me. And I think that was the biggest deciding factor for me. That, as well as the fact that the front fenders were a little bit wider, equal to the rear My decision wasn't based on quality or customer service. It was strictly based on my personal preference. My communication with Nick from California Super Coupes was awesome. Like I said, he was great. He answered all my questions, and I almost pulled the trigger and bought the kit from them, but I decided to go with the ZR1X kit. So I reached out to Don and I let him know that I was in for the ZR1X kit and asked him what to expect as far as time frame. So he explained the process to me, that he's gonna have the supplier get started on manufacturing the fenders. That process takes about 4 weeks. Once the fenders are complete, they're gonna send them to him, where he's gonna test fit everything on his Corvette and do any finish work, any additional finish work that's needed on the fenders. And then once everything looks good, then he will package everything up and ship them out to me. So in my mind, I'm thinking a realistic time frame from the time that I gave Don the go ahead until I receive the fenders is going to be about 2 to 3 months. 4 weeks in manufacturing, probably another couple weeks for him to test fit everything and do any finish work, and then ship them out. At the time that I'm making this video, it's only been about 2.5 weeks since I placed that order, so it's going to be a little bit of time before I start posting videos of me test fitting the fenders and seeing how they line up. The kit comes with the front fenders, the rear quarters, the side skirts. You need to change the front end to a wide body front end. So I ordered factory GM parts for my front end, as well as any of the accessories that I need to mount that up. Now I'll place a complete parts list in the description of the video that lists all the parts that I ordered from GM, as well as the part numbers. And everything that I ordered from GM Parts Direct. So here are the parts that I ordered. This is the Z06 front nose, and again, this is factory from GM. The shipping was pretty pricey, so I priced out ordering from these guys where it had to be shipped, as well as if I were to just pick it up from a local dealer. And this bumper was just over 600 bucks. When I contacted the local dealer, just this part was almost $1,200, so twice the price. So you pay a little bit for shipping, for the freight shipping, but it still ended up being about 500 bucks cheaper for everything that I ordered than it would have been if I picked it up in person at the local dealership. All right, so now I'll show you some of the other parts that I ordered, some of the other GM parts. This is the lower mounting bracket for the lower grille. And this is the grille. This is not the same as the base car grille. I checked the part numbers and there are different part numbers, so I had to order this separately. And this goes in here like this, and it mounts there on the bumper. Now in this box is the vent surround for that upper vent. These are mounting brackets that go between the fender and the bumper on the sides. There's another piece that I have in the box here as well that I ordered that's discontinued, but I was able to find them. And I'll show you what that other piece looks like that I just mentioned, the part that's discontinued. So it just looks like this. So if you can't find these because they're discontinued, this is something that you could easily fabricate. I bought these because they were cheap. They were only like 15 bucks each. But if you get into a bind and you can't find these, again, this is something that you could easily fabricate based on this. You can get the distance of where the bolts go through. You see they go through there like that. And this is what sandwiches the bumper and the fender together tightly. just like that. And there's two of these, it's the same part number. These are each a different part number because there's a right and a left. And this is a replacement trim piece that I got, which goes on the top of the bumper where the hood meets the bumper. And then just a bunch of little clips that you need to attach everything together. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to reuse the ones that are on my car now, but I ordered these anyway. I also ordered these LED side marker lights. And they're smoked black. Currently the ones that I have on the car are OEM, and they just have black covers. It's like a thin plastic cover, and after being in the sun for a while, they're starting to get a little bit misshapen and they don't really look that good. So I decided that I was going to replace all those. I also ordered a hydro dip or a hydrocarbon dipped front splitter. I didn't want to go with real carbon fiber because my car rubs on everything and I know I'll probably break it and have to replace it. So I went with this hydro dip front splitter that was about 270 bucks. And it's pretty nice. We used a nice carbon fiber graphic. See if you can see this on the camera. But it's a pretty nice part. So I have a question for others that have the real carbon fiber splitters on their car. When you see these pictured, you only see them pictured from this angle, from the top or from the side. And they never show them from the bottom and what they look like. So when I received this, and the bottom is pretty much just hollow, so I was wondering if the real carbon fiber ones are the same. If you see the bottom of this, it's just a hollow piece of plastic. You know, maybe they're all like this, I don't know. But I assumed that this would have been like a solid piece that came across the bottom. So you couldn't see like all these support pieces going across it. But I don't know. So if you have a real one, you know what it looks like, maybe you can post a comment and just let me know how it differs from this one. But as far as the surface that is going to be visible, it looks very nice. And again, you know, if my car bottoms out and scrapes and I destroy it, it's not that expensive to replace. I also ordered a 3-stage wicker bill spoiler. I haven't opened this up yet. Came here. Their shipping was fast as well. I also ordered some racing seats. I just placed an order for those yesterday or the day before, so they haven't shipped yet. And when I went to the manufacturer website, I didn't order from the manufacturer, but when I went to the manufacturer website, it said that they were out of stock. So I'm not sure if the place that I ordered from has them in stock or if they're on back order. I've also been looking at some different wheel options. Since the car is going to be much wider, obviously the wheels that I currently have for my base are not going to work. So I reached out to a couple of different companies. I think I'm probably going to end up with the Forgestar F14s. They've been very responsive with providing me information, and I told them that I'm not sure exactly yet on the sizes, but they were able to give me a ballpark on what the cost would be, and they're fairly reasonable. I know a lot of people that did the ZR6X or ZR8X kits use those in-curve wheels, but they're really, really pricey, and I didn't want to have to spend $8 grand for a set of wheels on top of what I'm spending for the wide body project. And the Forgestar F14s do have an ultra deep concave option that kind of looks similar to the in-curve wheels, and I think that they would look really nice on the car. So again, this is just an introduction video. I'm going to be making subsequent videos that will highlight each step in the process, test fitting the fenders, sending them out for paint, and everything up until completion. If you want to follow the project, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to comment. Let me know if you have any questions or any input on the project.